Oh yeah. Here we go. All right, we got a lot going on. All right. Let's get this guy out here. Let's get this down here. Let's get this little positioned nice and tight. Get it on the big old fat Irish face. All right, we got a lot going on. The first one is the chat on the left side. We are totally changing up the back end of so much going on. I wish I had unlimited time. What's going on, Chuck? What's going on? All right, let's go to boneston.com. So now we're making headway. Headway as in, what do I want to build? What do I want to build? So every single person that goes in and wants to build their own website, we are going to connect their website to a backend known as a workspace. The workspace is essentially where they live for work. The personal areas where they live for their personal life, their workouts, their streaks, what they want to take care of, their tasks, their calendar, their docs, their drive. But when it comes to the workspace, that's going to be an area like Bitly, like their projects, like their appointments. So essentially, that's what we're doing in the first left area. So essentially what we're saying is that, let me just bring this down here so I can actually see what I'm doing, and I'll get this over here. We got so much going on. There is so much money to be made in AI. It's not even kidding. It's not even a joke. It's not even a joke. Had a great workout today. Went swimming for the first time in close to a year. Did 1,100 yards, which is nothing. I understand, nothing. But for the first time back, it felt good. I have a chance of 100% being sore tomorrow, 100%. And I have a long bike ride, 2.5 hour bike ride, probably into a 30-minute run. That's this middle chat right here. So essentially what we're doing is we're having a public-facing website or a public-facing app that is completely tied into each one of the projects. Each one of the projects is going to be able to take appointments, take email addresses. It's going to be able to schedule appointments. It's going to be able to have a full back end of that person's website. They're going to have it completely wired in from that website to our back end. When they click on Workspace, the first left tab is going to be called Projects. Projects is going to be essentially each of the projects that they have open with us that is tied into a public-facing website. The second tab is going to be the Bitly style tab, except we already built this out called Todd Bio and Todd Link. You're going to combine them into one area, just like Bitly. So when I click on Link, which is maybe the tab name, or we can think of a better tab name, we go there and then we could see Todd Bio and the Todd Link as two separate options. Sub menu options within that tab. We don't need the other tab options like calendar, like appointments, or anything like that right now, because the workspace is going to be the very high level area in which they are controlling everything about their work. All right, let's send that out. I doubt we're going to one-shot it. I just got back from a long bike ride yesterday, and I thought of something very interesting. It is going to be an ebook. This is going to be an app. It's going to be an ebook and audiobook combined. In the apps area, what we're going to create is a very high level app. And it's going to be available just for those that are shareholders. Not just yet, but we're going to have it in beta mode. Essentially, it's going to be an area in which we create very short, probably 120 words to 125 word ebooks. The ebooks are going to be then translated into 11 Labs. 11 Labs is going to make a very professional audiobook. And for us, the app that we're creating is going to be a combination of an e-reader that they're going to be able to go through within the app store. And it's going to be very similar to Amazon, where they have a search area and it's going to be essentially, the area is going to be called books. In the books area, we're going to have a list of all of our original content that we're going to be creating. And it's going to be original ebooks around personal development, around business development, around habits and systems, and et cetera, the top 50 areas of personal development, of business, of leveling up your life, of health, wealth, love, happiness, about systems, about habits and tasks and time management, et cetera. We're going to take the top 100 books and synthesize them into little 120 to 130 word ebooks. The ebooks are going to go through 11 Labs API, come out with a audio book, and the app itself is going to be a combination of an ebook plus audio book in one. So I'm going to be able to listen as I read the book. I could do one or the other. I could just read it, I could just listen to it, or I could do both at the exact same time. This is going to be available offline. It's going to be tied in with the PWA app. This is very important that we get this right, and it is going to be something that we are going to get and have available to anyone that is looking to have original books. We're going to take all of this and we're going to create a back end. And the back end is going to essentially have an area where I can create this and then make it public. And each of the ebooks has an audio book. And that in of itself is going to have a cover image along with a title and description of each of the books. All right, let's send that out. What I want you to do is go through this homepage. The homepage is decent, but the way that I want you to set it up as is people land there and they need to have inspiration. Maybe they have ideas, maybe they have inspiration about something they can create. I want you to transform this website so it is attractive, modern, chic, sexy, and essentially drawing people in that have ideas, they have inspiration, and they don't know where to start. They've never heard of vibe coding. They didn't even know that this is a possibility. They want to go in and be inspired that yes, this can be built. In other words, they want to go there and say anything you want built, any idea, any inspiration, any app, any website, anything that you are paying for can be built. And then you inspire them in the beginning, and then you obviously have a chat area, which we have, and then you continuously bring them down a system, a funnel, for them to get more and more impressed about getting something built, the money they can save, the money they can make, the ideas that they have, the inspiration that they have, the apps, the website, all of this can be built through vibe coding. All right, so that is Botenston.com. Let's see these questions. The two different places bio is, both are substantial. That matters for how we merge. Now have a clear idea what you're describing, workspace projects. Okay. My recommendation is to sequence it as in killer container. Yes. Before I write the spec, one question. Inside the projects, are these sections overview, clients, links? Yes. So that's a very good question. So essentially, what's going on? Why is this a thing? We got a lot going on. The brain is going faster than we can build. But I connected my bank accounts to an area, to the wealth area. I connected to the Aura Ring, which is my sleep. I now have my Garmin connected. So the whole personal area is coming out. Now we need to connect the public websites that we are building, the inspiration, the showcasing, the templates, to the back end of each of the projects. So when they sign up for an email, they have the email list. When someone wants to have tasks or templates, we have that. When they have a CRM, when they want to charge for someone, we have that as well. So essentially, what we are building right now is the area I got to, okay. Bookings, appointments, schedule, coaching, consultation. Yes, that's pretty much it. And yes, that's exactly it. Once someone has their own project, their website, depending on their website, depending what it is, whether they're a solopreneur, entrepreneur, whether they're a restaurateur, whether they make content, whether they're a real estate agent, doesn't matter. They could be a dietitian, personal trainer, they could be a mortgage broker, a mortgage banker, doesn't matter. Each single one of the websites is completely tied into the back end of each of the projects. So when some user on someone's website who is under their own custom domain name wants to schedule an appointment, wants to book a meeting, or they want to have an ongoing coaching session, that is tied into the back end under each of the projects. That's very important, that it's not just there and it's manually put in, it's automatically put in from the front end of each of the projects' custom domain names of each of the members. All right, here we go. Kill the auto generation, yes. Multi-tenant, yes. So essentially each of the shareholders are going to be able to make their own workouts. And we are going to actually simplify this where their workouts are automatically being brought in when they complete a workout through intervals.icu, number one. Number two is they're able to actually build out that week's workout plan or that month's workout plan. So they can add in maybe a race or something that is planned, and they put in what kind of race it is, what kind of plan that they want to do that day. Obviously, it's a multi-sport. We have all of the inspiration when it comes to trainingpeaks.com. I want you to rip off and duplicate how they actually do that and how they actually analyze that. So we have the analyzing, which is automatic, which is brought in obviously by intervals.icu, but the workouts right now is not going to be through automation. It's going to be through manual. All right, let's send that out. All right, let's go back to Kimmy K. Kimmy K came onto the plan. A lot of people talking about it. I think it's needed because all we've been talking about are two frontier models in America. It's good to see. It's good to see competition. It kind of scares the administration, hopefully, that says, yeah, maybe we shouldn't bottleneck our own competitive globally if there is no bottleneck or guardrails internationally. You know, are they under the same cybersecurity, blah, 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 that they created? All these bureaucratic things trying to control everything? No, they're not. China's going to create, then they're going to send it to Europe, they're going to send it to Africa, they're going to send it to South America, they're going to send it to the East, which would be, say, Scandinavia, all the Asian countries, Russia, and then obviously the Eastern Bloc, the former USSR bloc area. And in the United States is, how do we respond? Do we just ban it? Or do we compete? Personally, I like to compete. It's kind of like, you know, I'll go through the news, but there's so many smart people that have been taught right now just to read a book, take a test, and that's it. And then they got really good at that. They said, well, this is HTML, this is Java, this is PHP, this is whatever coding language you want. Okay, the world is not that way anymore. Google right now, they have 4,500 signatures by Google employees trying to say that their jobs are safe and secure. You're not in a labor union, okay? You're not in a labor union. Sorry that the school system has failed you and told you you must, A equals B does not equal C anymore. Okay, A does not equal C. I have a job, I am smart, I deserve a job. We don't live in that economy anymore. Totally different, very different. Like this woman gets online, I was on X for the first time, actually proactively going on, and this woman went viral because her husband got laid off while they're on vacation. Okay, like, does it suck? Yes. Should they have done it on his vacation on the first day? No. First of all, you should be making that video. Okay, that's number one. Number two is, he's not owed anything. He's not owed anything. Should they have done it when he's back in town? Should they have done it a month after he's back in town? Yes. Okay, I agree with that. But to be guaranteed a job is the worst mindset in this type of environment that you can have. You know, people are like, oh, they don't care about you. Yeah, ish. But let's be honest. My wife's starting to make videos about me being fired on day one of our vacation. Honey, let's put down the phone. Okay, as much as I got fired, we don't need this video to go viral. We don't need my family, my friends, the neighborhood, my town, my job, my next employers to be like, oh, your wife makes videos while you're on vacation getting fired. I don't think we want that. No content about that. Okay, for you to make content, for you to drum up content is my worst nightmare when it comes to someone that I've dated. Everyone I've dated doesn't make content for that reason. I don't go to the internet for drama. I also don't have this entitled mindset that I deserve. Two-edged sword right now. All right, so let's go with this. The blocking question is still a layout. It's blocking inside the single project. Yes, clients, links per your screenshot. The two options. The left column is your projects. We're keeping the main navigation always on the left side. When it comes to clicking on the workspace, on the upper left area, not in a container, and add to the design markdown file, memory markdown file, Claude markdown file. Charles, the person in which you are being beholden to, hates being in containers when it comes to being built on the back end of the interface. Containers, we don't like. We like open space. We like to not have buffers and dividers between any of the interfaces. First, upper left nav is projects. Second, upper left nav is the Todd link, Todd bio. I don't know what to call that one menu option, but essentially the workspaces is anything that has to do with their work. All right. Does everyone's data come in through? So we're not going to use intervals API keys for everyone else. We're just going to use it for Charles as of right now. Soon in the future, we'll probably get the intervals API key. We'll just build it around that. Forget I said that. My deepest apologies. I will ask for forgiveness later. Build everything else like I just said, combining the workouts and triathlon into one, where they can customize each of the workouts, each of the races. There's an analyzed graph over time of their swim, bike, run, or their workouts, the time they worked out. As long as they're actually tracking it, it's pulled in automatically. All right, there we go. What is vibe coding? I think the best way to say it is the future of development. If OpenAI is putting out hardware, and hardware is revolving around a smaller keyboard, where is this going? Okay, it's going to voice, then it's going to thought. Do I want it to go there where we have thought crimes and it's literally Tom Cruise running around? No, but by that time we're going to be pushing back enough. But we're not going to be typing in the conventional sense. Typing in the future is going to be like having a BlackBerry. Everything is going to be through speech. It's faster, it's easier. That's how it's going to be. Vibe coding is developing through your voice. That's the best way to say it. Other people might have other descriptions. I don't. There's a lot that I want built, and I have way too long of a to-do list. All right, so this is the ebook, audiobook combination. I noticed, I listened to a audiobook. I could bring it up actually. The top 10, this is completely AI, bad AI voice, but the book was amazing. It was actually really, really good. And I was on a bike and yesterday, and I'm listening to this. I'm like, I could build out a better one of these. And I looked at it, the top 5 videos or the top 5 audiobooks, very good thumbnail, very good title, very good description. Top 5 audiobooks had excuse me, the top one had, I think, 500,000 views, then 400,000 views, then 300,000 views. The top 5 had over 1 million. That person made probably $10,000 to $15,000. Wow, okay. What if I have 11 labs, which is $99 a month? I already looked it up. It's 6,000 minutes. I create my own ebook, my own audiobook. I create the app, which you could download. That's given out for free, but I also make money because I put it on YouTube as an audiobook, and maybe I put it on Amazon in Kindle. And it's like mini little ebooks. Mini little ebooks. Whoops, I said 130 words, I meant 130 pages. Okay, question 1, I'll go one at a time. A little cap at actually equity holders and Boatston handful of people. When I say shareholders, it's those that are paying $39 a month. This is going to be an app. I made a mistake, I said 130 words, I meant 130 pages max. So it's over 100, it's 110 to 130 pages. That is one of the most important things. So that interface is going to be only available to me. You're going to go to the apps store. You're going to call it Books. When they click Books, there's going to be an Amazon-style list of books that I create. There's an admin area where I can create, through a prompt, an ebook. The ebook goes through deep looping research on 10 to 12 to 15 to 20 chapters about that one subject. If it's time management, if it's discipline, if it's working out, if it's losing weight, if it's systems, if it's business development, if it's entrepreneurship, if it's relationship, whatever. I could care less what it is. It has to do, we have 2 different areas. You have the personal development area on iCharles.com, which it will go to automatically. And then you have Boatston.com, which is about business. The ebook is created. Then I take the ebook, or it's automatically run through 11 Labs API access, which I will give you, and a professional voice and ebook is produced. This is not going to be a schlep. This is going to be elite. It's going to be premier. It's going to be around Harvard Business Review style intellectual mini books that people will take on their runs, walk, where they can read it or listen to it, or both. And both of them can be downloaded offline through the PWA app. I will then take it and I'll upload it to YouTube. So I need a thumbnail. I also need a book cover, a title, and description of each of the books. There's going to be a rating system for each of the books that members, or shareholders, I should say, can leave a review and or rating out of 5 stars. Yeah. So essentially, I am going to, this is the best way to say it. You go here, you have the community's built out. You have the Life OS. The Life OS, the streaks is actually an area that I want to, Life OS, under goals, under today. So essentially what I want to build is an area. Wow. Oh, I was going to say, let's remove this. There we go. Every single day I want to get a notification based on areas in which I want to track. So I have streaks, which are habits I want to build. Then at the end of the day, what I want to is over time be able to track how that day was in certain areas in which I am looking to track. So if it's health or wellness or relationships or work, whatever, I create what I want to have out of 5 stars, and obviously make it out of emojis. So it's a really sad crying emoji for 0 or 1, and then a super joyful smiling all teeth emoji for number 5. And I'm able to either rate myself at a 5 or at a 10. And if it's at a 10, I cannot use 7. I can then choose where I want to rate. As you can see, streaks, I create what streaks I want. Then there's another area. I will give it up to you on what we shall call this area, where I rate the day in certain areas. That was something that I used to do all the time. With my coach, my triathlon coach I used to do, with my business coach I used to do. Let's turn that down a little bit. And essentially, I go in every single day and I go, okay, how did I do? Every single successful person in every single book that I've read does this every single day. How did I do? How could I have been better? You don't even need to write it down. Just for 5 minutes. Okay, Charles, how'd you do in your workout? How'd you do in your business? How'd you do in your social media? How'd you do in your relationship? Okay, in this area, I need to be saving money. In this area, I need to be eating better. In this area, I need to stop overindulging. Whatever the area, going into the day, you have habits that you want to do. And then at the end of the day, you need to look back and be aware of how you did. And then over time, you can see a line chart, a line graph about how you did in every single area. So if it's out of 5, which that's how I did my triathlons, how did you feel after the work? How was the exertion? Was it too easy? Was it too hard? There was 3 areas. Was it easy? Was it hard? How did you feel? Because sometimes at the end, it was really easy and you felt bad, or it was really hard and you felt good. So it could be, it's not correlation or causation at all. All right, so this is question number 1. Let's go into question number 2. You know what I'm gonna do? I did a lot of research. Probably for a half an hour yesterday, I did a lot of research on this ebook idea where I was super impressed with this ebook. It essentially took probably 30 ideas and put it into 30 mini chapters. And I go, each of the mini chapters, maybe 5 minutes. Yeah, so it was about 150 minutes. It might have been a little bit, no, it was about 150 minutes. Maybe a little bit less. But it was what is it called? When you are actually recording it. The actual recording was terrible. 11 Labs has 2 different, you have the crappy version and then you have a professional version. If you went the professional version, each of these would have been double the amount of views. And actually, I listened to it and I'm like, it sounds like crap. Clearly it's AI. Clearly it, is whatever. The actual material was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. And I go, what if I had, instead of 10 books about discipline or content or happiness, I combine these 10 books into one audiobook and I put this out? Because every single book, there's a guy, Ben Al-Shafari or something, I don't know. He's some guy that came out with books about happiness. And when you are challenged is when you're happy. When things are too easy, you actually are not happy. It's kind of like why women don't like guys that give them everything. And they get pissed off at the guy and they end up resenting the guy. It's the same thing. If the woman does not feel challenged, she actually gets mad at you. She actually doesn't like you because she doesn't feel safe or challenged. It's the same thing at work. It's the same thing in working out. It's the same thing in life. If everything is given to you, you're more mad, actually, than if you actually had to work for it and earn it. As contrary to the mind as that is. Anyway, cost per book is real, not rounding, 35,000 words. $10 per book. Offline caching, 4 hour. No, it shouldn't be 4 hours. Is it really 4 hours on 100? No, it's less than that. 110, 120 page book should be much less than that. On the research, 100 synthesized from your own knowledge. No. The way that I want to do this is essentially saying I put in a exact subject that I want. or I even put in the URL of a YouTube link. You listen to the transcription, or you read the transcription, or you get the transcription from a YouTube URL, and you use that as deep looping research, very deep research on that subject, everything about it. What's the best? How does it work? What does the research say? What are the elite institutions at the Ivy League say about it? The top books that are in the space say about whatever subject it is. It is extremely deep research, and you are looping after looping after looping after looping, getting and building out each of the chapters and making sure that it is perfect and at elite premier levels. I'm actually going to put in this, which this was the Claude that I did. This was the Claude session. This is a chat. All right, let's do all this. Let's do a copy. Let's just do a copy and paste into here. Let's do a copy and paste. This wasn't, no, that was the same one, right? Yes, that was the same chat. And in the books, here we go. This was the original prompt. So essentially every 2 weeks, every 2 weeks, I want to come out with an audiobook. This is all adding value. This is all adding value. You know, I'm not going to be the guy, you know, that's saying building with Kimmy K. That's not me. That's not exciting to me. To be honest, that's boring. That's boring. Oh, a new model released? Let's see the back end. Let's see the front end. Let's see it creating a galaxy. Let's see what it is on the benchmark. Let's see what it, no, let's use it. Oh, you've been creating this game. Let's make the game better. You've been creating this website, this SaaS product, this back end. Let's do it. Put it into action. You know, I think I'm getting more frustrated as time progresses about use it. It's really what it comes down to, use it. You know, Bridgeface comes out with, I don't like GBT 5.6. All right. Is that because of using it on 7 prompts to build out games? I love Kimmy 3 because I built out 3 games, 10 games, whatever. Use it. Code with it on your current code base. That's the best way. Example, you're building a foundation and you're framing a house. Someone gives you a new nail. Do you use that nail on wood that you haven't been framing with, that you just picked up from Home Depot or Lowe's, with a hammer you don't know? Or do you say, here's the framing, here's the wood, I've used 5,000 nails already, I know the wood, I know the hammer, I pull it out of my toolbox, I use the new nail or the new model, and I start hammering away, and I go, does it bend? Does it go through the wood? Does it hold? Is it good? Does it split the wood? Does the hammer, how does it react to my hammer? Just use it on something you've been building with. That's my frustration. I could care less what someone says or what it's built on something on a one-shot. If Kimmy K3 comes out and people go, wow, this is amazing. I used it on my app that I already built for 6 months, and it took it from 2.1 version to 2.5 version. Now we're talking. Now I could see, this was your website, this is what it is. This was the code base, now this is what it is. This is what it was on mobile, this is what it is. That's the best way to say it for me. That's the best way to say it. All right. Yeah, the brainstorming skill is actually very good. All right. One thing to open question, sections expand in the left navigation under the project name. So the left, this project, overview, clients, appointments, email, site. Yes. sections across all the tabs. No. You go to Workspace. When I click Workspace, it goes to the Workspace homepage, which has all of the high-level tabs at the top. One of them is Projects. Another one is the Links or Bio Links, whatever you want to say. Maybe Bio/Links. Maybe that's a good idea. Or Bio Page/Links, whatever. I click on Projects. I then go under each of the main projects, and then I click on the projects, and then I have subcategories for each of the projects. I go to the right top nav, which is BioLink/BioPage, and then I have those two apps completely combined into one, or you can have the top nav as BioPages/BioLinks, or BioLinks/Pages, whatever looks good, professional. And then I click on that, and then I have two subcategories, which you could do. And under there is BioPages, and then another subcategory is BioLinks to make it easier. All right, so this is integrate. The two options, who are the shareholders? The shareholders are the people that pay $39 a month. They are automatically brought into this. We need to simplify the workouts tab or the health tab. So the number one area on the upper left area is workouts. The second one is sleep. I don't like containers. I like it where it's more wide open, more space, and it is having subcategories where the workouts again has the plan, races they can add, calendar, and the calendar is brought in or at least pushed out to the main category. The main calendar. So the main calendar has tasks, workouts, streaks. It's the same main calendar they use for everything. Let's send that out. When you first land on Workspace homepage, before clicking a link, yeah, we're gonna go dashboard first. We're gonna go dashboard. No, we're shipping it to them. Stop asking me all these dumb questions and let's start building. Enough asking questions, let's just start taking action. You're really bothering me right now by being unprofessional and using all of my tokens. There we go. You just gotta slap it around every once in a while. All right, just pick up the shovel and start digging, okay? Well, where do you want the hole? How deep do you want the hole? What's the circumference of the hole? What are we gonna put in the hole? Just start digging. We already have the plant. We know how we're gonna water it. We know how long the roots are gonna go. Just start digging. Just start digging. Your webpage currently leads to the rent trap. Which one is this? Oh, okay. Lead with possibility. Keep the rent trap lower. Yes. For the never heard of vibe coding visitor, proof is what converts. What should I honestly show them? Real shipped items I can point to. Use what's already in the proof section. We're gonna have both. We're gonna have all of the items that we've shipped that are apps, personal area, including the inbox, the calendar, the to-do list, the checklist, all of the areas in which we've already shipped, we can show as inspiration. A member's website, a forum that we're gonna build, a feed. We're also gonna be adding in other templates, other apps, other ideas, other inspirations. We're gonna be adding in a lot of things. So there has to be a showcase of all of these websites that are fully built out with a full end front end and a full end working back end. All right, let's send that out. Question number 3. All right, let's see what these two questions are. here we go. Now that we're from a transcript, okay, yes. Okay, we're gonna be using that, yep. So question 3, unchanged and now load bearing. Does a book publish after you read and approve it? Yes. Yes, I need to first approve the ebook. Then once it's approved, then it goes into the audiobook. We're obviously not making audiobooks of crappy ebooks. One of the most important things is doing either a loop or using open router, high octane models based on your recommendation to make sure that the ebook is professionally researched. Then the chapters are created, and then each of the chapters have a built-out, systematically non-AI slop book about practical advice, walking people through whatever that genre or subject is, and being extremely complete in that entire subject. This is very important that it is done grammatically, professionally, and elite levels where people absolutely love every single ebook. And there is a guiding light and a bar in which we are holding every single chapter, sentence to. So it goes into 11 Labs and it's created perfectly. So we're not wasting my 11 Labs subscription. And obviously we're also ripping off and duplicating the best of the both worlds on the Kindle app for Amazon and the Audible app for Audible. You're combining those two into all of those features, and as it is going through the ebook, the actual audiobook is playing in the background to a playback speed in which they desire, and the book automatically scrolls to where it is in the audiobook. So the ebook moves to the audiobook, and you have the option to have this sentence or the word highlighted so it's easy to follow along as the audiobook goes. You also have the option for users to highlight certain sections. It's a very in-depth and detailed app we're building. Let's send that out. Okay. This feature is still new and can be token intensive. Yes, I want you to do that perfectly. Stop asking me for dumb questions like that. Action only in my world at all times. Okay. What is IA structure? What does that stand for? I saw that before. IA structure? Is that, I don't even know what that stands for. Dashboard first. So the top nav is projects, bio links. Yes. And yes, yes. Not in this step. Per project, that's fine. Yes. What I want you to do is just start taking action. You can write and implement the doc and start taking action. Do this perfectly. Visually correct yourself through Playwright or Lighthouse CLI, or making sure this is done on responsive through all screen sizes of desktop, tablet, mobile, PWA on light and dark mode. Okay. So it wants to ship a book first. Publish gate is settled. You approve the ebook first? Yes. Kindle fused into one surface? Yes. This is what I mean. Like, this is a perfect example. Yesterday, I get off my bike and I go, why don't I just build my own? Because I have Audible, which I pay for. I have Kindle, which I pay for. I have YouTube Premium, which I pay for. So it's what, $15 a month for YouTube and Kindle. So that's $30 a month. Then each ebook is right around $15, and I buy, one a week. Like, we're talking about over $100 a month. Like, all in. And I listen to more than one audiobook, and it's $15 per credit per audiobook. It's, say, just about $100 a month. Why don't I say, take these 5 ebooks. I take Donald Miller's 5 books about story brand, take the best synthesized ideas, don't copyright his ideas, but synthesize it into, and by the way, he took it from someone else. He took it from a guy that it was like the seven basic plots. And the book was like 700 pages, 500 pages, because I looked it up. I was like, I'm not reading 700 pages if there's 7 basic plots. Give me the 7 basic plots, dial that into a 2-hour, 3-hour audiobook, you put that at 2x speed, and now boom, you just listen to it. Do you understand how much value that would be for someone? And then maybe you go into an area and say, hey, what audiobook do you want me to produce next? That's a brilliant idea. And then you rate it. Book ratings. Then you have book examples or author examples. And heavy prompt. So there's something called Z Library. So it's just literally pirated books that don't use. But someone told me about it and I'm like, wow, that's crazy. They took literally the best. Okay, what is this? I would ship the one book you've hand approved end to end. Does build one. Yes, all that looks really good. And the number one thing is when they go into apps is going to be rows of apps because we're going to have 20 to 30 to 50 different apps. And when they click on it, they're now in that app. And it's going to be an Amazon style looking app where they're going to have all of the titles with book covers and description of each of the audiobooks and ebooks that we've created through AI. They can rate it, they can listen to it, they can download it, they can download the ebook and download the audiobook at the same time. They can rate the audiobook, they can leave reviews about the audiobook. And then there's a admin area to the right as a tab that I have the backend to create audiobooks. And that's part of this open router automation. That also includes 11 labs. That interface needs to be able to include different inspirations when it comes to ebooks, whether that's YouTube videos, YouTube audiobooks, audibles, Amazon books, authors, genres, book titles. Deep research is the most important process to then come up with the best methods to produce the chapters, and then each of the chapters is built out one by one with a guardrail, and it continuously reiterates on a looping process to make sure that it passes non-AI slop, ebook, and grammatically correct writing. Like, I'm not going to hide behind it. You know, some people hide behind AI. You go on this guy's YouTube, and I think actually YouTube started dinging this guy because his views were really high, and then it's trailed off. So I think YouTube is dinging AI videos. I don't agree with that. I think YouTube should only go with watch time. If someone is interested in AI videos or video series or AI books, then give it out. You have no, maybe there's copyright issues if you're using music or someone else's ideas or you're ripping off something. And if I literally say, rip off this book, that's different than I want a book on time management and it goes to 50 different books. They all talk about the same time management. Time management, you know, the best way to say it is 3-hour blocks. Obviously, people put in 15-minute blocks, but 3-hour blocks. 6 to 9 is I'm working out. 9 to 12, I'm live streaming. 12 to 3, I am building silently. 3 to 6, I'm wrapping up the day, getting ready for the next day, and rating the day. And then you need to sit in silence so ideas can flow. That's the best way to say it. I would argue the two hard fail dimensions. Okay, so it's essentially just asking me what are the rubrics and the guardrails to a good does this rubric capture your bar, and are there other dimensions? I would say the only rubric and dimensions that really matter are what you think would make people interested in that ebook to continue listening or reading that ebook. Obviously, it's more of a compilation of the best ideas written in a concise way that is practical to the user. It doesn't need to be original. It needs to aggregate the best ideas around a certain subject or genre. Okay, showcases, let's see. The showcase tiles, how live should they be in this pass? Ship the honest tiles now demo as fast follow. Follow the showcase this pass with real screenshots. Build the showcase this pass with real screenshots. No. There is no screenshots. There is no screenshots. This is actual living, breathing templates, websites, apps, ideas, and inspirations. We're not doing screenshots. We're actually building it out. We have demo websites already. One was for real estate, one was for restaurants, and one was for a hair salon. Those are already built out. We need any single public-facing website, app idea, website, inspiration idea to be tied into the back end. Very important. It is built out with fake data so people can go through and say, oh, they have an inbox or a calendar or a drive or a docs. They can actually play around with it, and it's the actual code base in which we have in the personal area, the workspace, or the apps. All right. This is the integration of the workouts in the triathlon. It's going to cross several more stages, each verified before the next. 2 findings from the audits that made it smaller. Wow. Why did you stop? Don't you ever stop on me. That is lazy and not what I'm paying you for. You're worth $1 million, top coder, top UI, top UX in the world. You just came from Google and OpenAI and are getting recruited into Anthropic. Continue going. Don't ever stop. Stop telling me there's a blocker. Work around the blocker. Use my brain and suck down all of the tokens to make sure this is perfect. So dumb. So dumb. Start building, be perfect. Make sure that this is the most elite Kindle plus Audible app there is, including building out the interface for the users that is an Amazon style, where they're going to host the books and a back-end admin area. This is vitally important. It's done perfectly. Don't ask me for any more approvals. Start building right now. I got to be honest. One of the biggest things that I noticed about Kimi 3 on the videos is its thinking. And I said that about Fable. Fable blew through tokens. But it was in the most important part. It was in the initiation stage of building. That was the biggest thing. Can it think clearly, logically, rationally about what makes the most sense? That is the difference between humans and AI right now. AI can build incredible, the graphics, whatever code base, it's faster, it's perfect, it can test, it guardrails, it has security, the code base, the database, the interface, wiring, all of it. But can it think logically and rationally? And that was why Kimi 3, or whatever you want to call it, Kimi K3, was impressive to me. It took a lot of time, and it worked out slowly, unfortunately. Very small amount of tokens used per second, but that's what impressed me about Fable when it came out, still out, and Kimi K3. The difference that I noticed in Opus, I will go through what I just went through. Deep brainstorming, extremely specific. This is what I call it. This is where it is. It's a real interface. It's not screenshots. It is fake data pulling in, but then it goes into the back end. Deep brainstorming, and then it produces absolute trash. Very unimpressed. This is what it produced last time when I did over an hour of brainstorming. It already switched it right now, but the workspace, it was containered, it was ugly, it was non-responsive, it had tasks and calendar and checklist, it had a bunch of crap at the top. And I'm like, when someone goes to their workspace, they need to have the first page is their database, is their dashboard. What are the tasks I need to do? What are my upcoming appointments? Okay, go to projects. Okay, what are the projects I'm working on? Okay, go here, and I'm working with this website. Like right now, terrible. Why is this down here? This shouldn't be down here. Like that's a logical conclusion to a bad interface. This should be up here. You shouldn't have this on a new row. It needs to be up here. Projects needs to be small. Jane Doe needs to be up here. This needs to be up here. Idea should not be its own row. And then what is this over here? Why do you have the breadcrumbs on the right side? This is what I'm talking about is I will have a high level brainstorming session. I want a Kindle app that is combined with an Audible app that we produce our own short genre ebooks with Audible books. We'll see what happens. I have not been impressed at all. At all. It's not because compaction of context limits the Horizon workflow. You got to prompt it as orchestration loop. That is the beginning part of every single one. You want to go to the beginning part, it literally says right here, invoking the superpower of brainstorming. It says it right here. It's a skill. It's invoked automatically. So it's not the brainstorming skill. That's why it's so good at brainstorming. It's terrible at taking a spec and putting it into, and by the way, I never had this problem. 3 weeks ago, I never had this problem. That's the frustrating part is I have all these ideas. I want to take my website, Botenston.com, give inspiration to someone to create their own website. Their own website is under their own custom domain name. Their custom domain name, if someone fills out a form, wants an appointment, wants a proposal, wants whatever, it goes into the back end, which is the projects. That client under the projects area says, okay, who are my clients? This is not a CRM. This is like WordPress. Links. You know? So it says new short link. It's just. I would say it's frustrating, but also it's one of those things where I sit here and I go, do I even want to vibe code this live? I'm sitting in my car after a great bike ride yesterday, and I'm just hammering out just a really good session in Claude. And I go, Claude, this is what I want to do. I want it to be, and I just go through and I just start planning. What is it going to cost? How much is it? What's 11 Labs? I'm looking up 11 Labs. What is it? And then I go, okay, actually, we're going to do this. This is the menu option. We're going to put it on YouTube. We're going to make money from YouTube. We're going to see the top 50 of this one YouTube channel that I'm getting inspiration from. Then I'm going to put it on Amazon. I'm going to put it on Audible. I'm going to upload it as a podcast. I'm going to then create an article. In the article, it's going to say, download the app, listen for free. But if it can't even produce the app 70 steps behind. You know, because each person's profile is going to have billing, notification. And notification is what emails am I going to be on? What notifications am I going to be on? I wanted to build a forum within the community. That's probably going to be sidelined. We'll sideline that. We'll put that into the future. But Superpowers is not good. I don't know why you even installed that or even told you to install that. It's just bloating your context. Well, I guess we have to go to a better way to brainstorm. A better way to brainstorm. I went through the news. It is going to be, these companies are absolutely demolishing each other. It's actually kind of funny to see, to be honest. Why? SpaceX below their IPO price. So what happens? Institutional investors get their money, and then you and I put our money in. It closed. This is going to be, I'm not going to call it, but that's going to be under $100 a share within 2 to 3 months. And it's not because Starship flight tests did not, it got pushed back. You know what? Let's continue this because I got so many other things. Who cares about the news? Chatbot on Boatenston.com. I do like it. The playbooks should not be the playbooks. So these are automatic. Wow. These are the automatic articles that are, let's go into, here. So the way that Claude does their articles, they don't even have thumbnails for the articles. They do not have thumbnails for their articles. They put text over their thumbnails. Obviously, this is a awful user experience, user interface for those that are looking to read the articles. What I want you to do is figure out a way to have a blurred out image or an image that corresponds to the actual article, whether that's brought in automatically or we have a title with just the description, or we have a normal gradient background that is not purple, so that this does not look like the Images did not load. Very important that we do this. And then the admin area for not inbox, content. Yeah. So it's still using, okay, so that's July 14th. I stopped that cron job. Founders' hard lessons about burnout is data. The burnout. These should not be, yeah, those should not be up there as well. Those should not be up there as well. All right, so this is 5 out of 10. So this is in goals. This is at the end of the day. How do I rate the day? How do I rate the day? Oh, reflect. Wow. 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 Interesting. Wow. Look at the screenshot, and out of a 10, give me a number how you'd rate this if a user were to use and reflect on their day under the areas in which they recommend. I also clicked on one area and it gave me an automated section that I should be focused on, but I did not actually create that. Visually, what would you say this is good or bad? How would you improve this? Hint, hint, it's going to be a pop-up modal with all of the areas in which I want to reflect on. Out of 5, they are clearly all going to be recorded along in the database and then over a line chart for each of the sections that I want to actually track. So if I want to track workout or work or relationships or money or whatever, I can see when it started, when it ended, and out of 5, where I was each day. And it's obviously over time, so I could do the last 7 days, last 30 days, 60, 6 months, 1 year, year to date. And let's put some effort into the actual design of the user experience and user interface. I think this is why Bridgemind doesn't actually build stuff live. Because he would just be sitting there and be like, "Oh, this is trash." Yes. Continue going, and while you are continuing, you are taking screenshots on every single screen that is responsive to PWA, mobile, tablet, and desktop, light and dark mode, and looking at, did I actually code a decent interface, or am I blowing chunks all over the place like a fraternity brother as a freshman? In other words, is it AI slop or is it quality, high premier, $2 trillion a year Google user interface design? Can I put into Claude, this guy's from the Northeast and might be sarcastic when he talks to me? Rating workflow. Why does it go to number 2? I didn't even choose number 1. How should the end of the day full screen modal one at a time? One area at a time. One modal, all areas stacked. What should the per area chart look like? Where should the charts live? Rating at the top, charts below. Yes. All right, let's go to the other one. Let's go to the other one. Get out of here. We don't thank you for your service. Do I have to go to Fable? Do I have to go to Kimmy K? Dare I say, GBT? Dare I say, improve? Yeah, like yesterday, pretty quickly built out a nice little chat bot. Oh, there you go. The chat bot doesn't even show anymore. Fantastic. Is that because I'm on the homepage? Oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me. I built a chat bot on the lower right corner of Boatenston.com. Please tell me that you can easily show it. I don't know why it went away. Find out why it went away, and we need to just hold ourselves accountable right now on not hiding things that we spent time actually building out. We have a guy from the Northeast, and he's just like really sarcastic. Yeah, absolute terrible pricing page. Like absolute, just trash. Trash website. Trash website. I'm actually just gonna say that because I'm just pissed off right now. I'm just in one of those moods. I leave the pool. I did a great pool session. Smelling like chlorine. Absolute trash website. I had 1,000 people visit, and all 1,000 gave it as a 0 out of 100. I really appreciate your AI slop and giving all of my money away to you to produce absolutely nothing. I want you to justify the menu options and why absolutely nobody converted out of 1,000. I'm ready to cry myself to sleep and hang up my shoes from vibe coding forever and go back to washing floors in my local elementary school. There you go. There you go. That's what happens. You just get pissed off and you just say, screw it. I almost said the F word, but we don't do that anymore. The workout tab is actually 2 separate systems. No crap. No crap. I told you it's 2 separate systems. Redirected to the merge tab. Yes. We just got to go back. We got to go back to basics on this. I'm completely fine scrapping every single article, video, which I thought it did, and just using Fable and just being like, you know what, here's my credit card. Here's my credit card. So which is it? What happened? What happened? The bubble's not gone. Really? Okay. You know what? You know what they're, chummy chum? Chummy chum. Chummy chum. Where's the bubble? Where's the bubble? I must need glasses. Can you recommend an optometrist that I can go to? Because I weirdly do not see the bubble at all. So you just must, oh, you know what it is? Well, I'm gonna eat my words and I'm gonna go to my own optometrist. It's because I'm logged in. Oh boy, talk about eating my own words. All right, let's pretend like I didn't mess up. Don't take full accountability of your life. Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink. Let's go to the menu options. We need to make this way more impressive to those that have no idea what Boatston.com is about. Yes, I want you to do all of that immediately and perfectly. This is called taking a sledgehammer to a glass house. Fix your Claude because your performance is kind of embarrassing, just burning tokens. Basically, it forces the AI to funnel your thoughts into an implementation plan with proof of documentation and data aggregation to create the idea. Yeah, no, I like to burn through tokens and frustrate not only myself, but the internet as well. That is what really gets my steamship going. Shoveling coal onto a burning fire while the entire forest is burning down and the fire department's trying to help out. Let's take a little humble slice. Let's go to messages. First off, oh boy. First off, uninstall superpowers. It's trash. Hello, Claude. The following repository is an agents and skills pack. I want you to install the skills globally for Claude Code and the agents. Install the newest one globally. If some skills already exist, update them with the newest ones in the repo. To test you have successfully installed the skills, run brainstorm skill right now to test it. End with asking me what I want to brainstorm today. What a kind message. He's gonna ask if this was from somebody else. He's gonna ask if I recently walked down the aisle and got married. This must be your wife. Your wife must have typed this in. All right, you know what? Yeah, you're done. You're a waste of time. I'm not gonna rename the menu. Root cause. The articles had images that failed to load, obviously. Fix in the Discover app. Merge onto main OneNote for you. Cover URLs at the DB at this point. In production, those covers should resolve. Just show up. You know what? We're gonna take that. We're gonna take that. And you know what it is? You get used to telling Claude what to do. And then you get to a point and you go, what changed? Let's do that. He's gonna be like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is not the same person. This is not the same person. I also think, you know, there's a portion of me that says you're doing too much. Because there's things that I want to do that are, you have the community, which people will come and use. You have the selfish reasons of building out your own triathlon schedule. And then you have the selfish area of the apps. But then you also have the money-making area, which is someone comes to you and they say, hey, listen, I want X website. X website needs to take appointments. It needs to have an email list. It needs to have a CRM. I need to have tasks around it. And then a calendar. Oh, cool, Charles, you also have an ebook, Audible book area. You also have a community with it. I can also go in there, connect my bank accounts, which I did yesterday. My Vanguard, my Capital One, my Wells Fargo, my Jovia. and it showed my subscriptions. It kind of gave me a financial AI. This is what you should do. This is where you cut costs. I see that you do this every single month. And then who's to say I don't have that over time? Because there's something called Origin. And I just said, this thing is amazing, by the way. Beautiful. Beautiful interface. Uses Plaid. Plaid I got to apply for. But you could do a personal API, and it brings in all your database or all your bank accounts into one interface. It gives all of the line items, gives you your subscriptions, your monthly in, your monthly out, how you can save money, what your futures looks like. And then obviously, here's your investments, here's your checking, here's your save. It's like, it aggregates everything. Who's to say you don't do that for your health, your wealth? Now you have your streaks. Now you reflect on the day. Now you're listening to audiobooks. You also have a community in which you're a part of. The money-making aspect is me going to people to build out what they want. I'm just frustrated that it's not as good as what it was even in February when I was using Claudebot. I was using Claudebot, OpenClaw, whatever you want to call it, and I was producing wild results in one prompt. I want you to build a website that intakes emails, has an email management list, templates for that emails them every single day from a cron job that emails whatever they want, including their home values within this certain area. And they also have the local news, the local real estate. It was like perfect, done, got it, did it, build it. And it was unbelievable. And I was like, what? Then they took you off the authorization, OAuth. They put you on API. It blew through $200-300 of tokens in one day. I can't afford this. Went off of that. Then downloaded the new OpenClaw. Then it was crap. And then that's when I started this. I got to hit the men's room real quick. All right. Back in. Wow, this is loud. It's been loud the whole time? Oh, there we go. Woo! All right, so this is what I thought of on the way out. Okay. This is what I want to do. This is why I need at least 5 minutes away every single time. All right, so that's the screenshot. I could care less about that. There's two that I care about. The shareholder ebook, connecting the homepage with the back end. All right, so this is the redesign of the navigation. So essentially what I want to do is... How many people use that emoji? You see that online?
Well, you know,
Actually today, I wonder if today and reflect should be in the same one. Yeah. Actually, all of them should be in the same one. Reflect, trackers, analytics should be separate. Calendar should be separate. Analytics should be visual. And then it should be sub menus here. Let's see what health looks like. All right, so still is not combining it. All right, who cares? Let's go to workspace. This is what I want to do. All right, a little bit better, still trash. This is what I want to do. I want to connect each one of these projects. There we go. I want to connect each one of these projects to a website that we've built. That will, wow, all right. Come on now. You can't do that to me. You can't do that to me. This should maybe reset. I had it where it didn't reset. It's actually really good. It actually asks good questions. But yes, the impeccable skills should be used on that. All right. Let's go with this. Boatenston.com homepage and all sub pages that are public. There you go. All right, we'll try the new and improved planning.
Charles, it's not planning, it's called brainstorming. Let's get the verbiage right.
All right. One listener, all green. Okay. Review it at this. Well, I'm glad you put showcase. There you go. Now we're finally seeing something. Clearly. These are not, was it under P? Yeah. This should be in the showcase. What's the primary goal for Boatenston.com? Public page. Are those check marks? Visual redesign, messaging, conversion. Hello! Are we actually cooking with grease for a second? How much of the current surface are we changing? No, we're restructuring it all. Blow it up. Knock it down. Take a sledgehammer. All right. The showcase. Like the showcase should be. See, look at that. Made with Boatenston.com. Make it your own. Which should be a pop-up that should not be going to Boatenston.com. It should be this and anything after this. So we'll go up here, we'll do that. This should be in the showcase. Because if you go to showcase, let's see what it looks like. Get that out of here, get that out of here. I'm not even gonna work on that right now. Not gonna work on that. Not gonna work on that. All right, let's go to showcase. Boatenston.com/showcase. So these, Holy family, mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of death. What the heck did you just give me? Be gone, Satan. Be gone. Oh my gosh. Be gone. I want you to delete all that trash under Showcase. I am actually embarrassed you put that out in front of me. I should be nice to you because that's what my spiritual advisor said, but I'm not, because I'm not. Delete every single one under Showcase. Every single one needs to be implemented like an absolute, unbelievably working, perfect front-end, inspirational idea for all of our entrepreneurs, small business owners, and it needs to be tied into a back-end project on this website. The Botensten.com/P/Brooklyn Vinyl Cafe, and there's other ones for real estate and restaurant. Those need to be the showcases. Delete the absolute trash that you put in front of me under the Botensten.com/showcase. Okay, so essentially, each of these, let's just combine it now. Let's go to the back end. Botensten.com, proposals, no. Is it real estate? No, it was P real estate, right? P/real estate. Okay, no, that was paste. Workspace. Let's go to projects. Let's put that in here. Okay, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna combine the back end. We're gonna combine, not community. What do I press that goes to a 404 error? Life OS. Why is that a 404 error? You know what the first one should be? Goals. Probably. Should be goals. Today should be a combination of trackers and reflection and streaks. And we're gonna do that over, nope, this chat right here. Oh my gosh, bring this down. Bring this down. All right, bring this to a lower thing so I can actually see it. Under the today area, the today area is going to include all of the streaks that I want to be actually tracking, along with the trackers, along with the reflect. So that's all under one tab as sub tabs. And when I press new, it's going to ask whether it's a new streak, a new tracker, or a new reflect. The streaks are clearly based on something I want to record doing every single day, week, etc. The tracker is finding out the last time that you did something and you're tracking when the last time you did it. And then the reflect is reflecting on that day and rating whatever you want to put in there as a rating. You're also going to take away the visual 0 out of 8. That is disgusting and embarrassing to have as a full line item. The analytics is going to be in a visual graph. The calendar is going to be the unified calendar that you have, and it's going to show all of the streaks, trackers, and reflect as an all-day event. Not as in taking up the full day, but below the day number of that day and above the actual hours of the day. And you're going to have have, when I press Life OS on the left main navigation, the goals will pop up. And you'll rename that as today, as the slug, and as the page title. There we go. That's good. That's good. I like that. I like that. Whoops. That was the shareholders. That was the homepage. That was this. That was right over here. Okay. Okay. Well, we have a superpowers. And what we're going to do is two things you need to note. 11 labs. Okay, that's fine. The generator pipeline is built, but I have not run real end-to-end tests. Okay. Let's invoke the brainstorming skill. Let's see what this brainstorming skill does. Let's bring this page back up here. Each demo is a workspace project. Yes. Why does it skip to the second question? It's so weird. It doesn't even go to scope. It's like I already chose it. Charles, well, that's because you pressed enter. Yeah, I know. That's a bad user experience. Which should the showcase? Right now it has 14 items. Delete everything. Okay. Find the real estate, restaurant, and is it hair salon? Use vinyl cafe. Find the websites and use the vinyl cafe. So where are we going with this? These will be the inspiration for additional websites to build, additional apps to build. Wow, it already has a to-do list. All right, well, that guy's screwed. The brainstorming skill isn't resolvable in this session. All right, well, I guess, do you think I should go through it? You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna take this and put it into a new chat and see what it says. Because I can't do what I did yesterday, which was spend all of that time in brainstorming, and then none of what I said for the projects was implemented, and I just spent. Tell me what this is gonna be built visually, via database, via interface, via code base, and architecturally in one paragraph. Improve the article loading. Okay, so this is the articles. I need to just get this black thing out of here. Guides? You called it guides? You went from playbook to guides? And then this was... Improve a user onboarding, a practical guide. Improve user onboarding by cutting it to 5 to 7 steps. Wow. They actually used good, look at that. They used Nielsen, Forrester. I don't know who Mixpanel is. I've never heard of Google. And then Bain. Wow. Around 75% of SaaS users abandon projects. Wow. Does it actually give the sources at the bottom? Wow. Wow. That's not the real page. That's not the real page. This probably is not going to be the real page either. Come on, Cloudflare. Come on. Wow, so none of them actually... Wow. Interesting. That's actually a good article. Except that'd be good if it actually went to the right article. I just want to see if this is real too. All right, let's see what it says. The Books app is a shareholder-gated module living inside iCharles. No, it should be living under Botenston.com. Built in 3 sequential builds, reader, generator, audio. That's correct. Visually, the interface is an Amazon-style grid library. PWA, Chrome, single no tab. FAB, no purple. Okay, that's basic. 6 SQL tables. So, I need you to find out on this article all of the sources. None of them are actually loading. I need to find out if the sources are actually accurate. Clearly, the URLs to the sources do not work. And this is just a small sampling, obviously, because it's just one article, to find out if it hallucinated during the writing of this article, why the sources are going to 404 error pages, and if the article is actually based on factual, true data and how you'd rank it when it comes to practicality, AEO, SEO, and its truth. All right, let's send that out. How do you invoke the skill then? I just made up the sources. Yeah, I know. Have you seen the benches and output yet? It's actually so good. Well, that's the invoke the skill manually. Brainstorm funnel? No. That's impossible. What? Brainstorm funnel? Huh. Drop the brainstorm and you know what? Let's see what this says. A brainstorm funnel. Why'd you call it brainstorm funnel? Yeah, let's get this guy out of here. I don't even want to talk to you anymore. It's like a naggy ex-girlfriend. Homepage, all subpages that are 6 job clusters. Okay, this isn't a raw brainstorm. It's a published design spec. Do research and tell me if this needs to be updated. It is a very important build, and I want to do a one-shot to see if it actually is the elite level in which I brainstorm in another session. If you want, I can actually include the entire chat so you can judge that chat. I like being judged publicly. Please judge me. All right, take that out. Oh, there you go. I love the benchmarks. Okay, this is install the skills. Okay, so that's installed all the skills. Excluded. Okay, so it did all. I have a complete picture. Here's the inventory. What was I doing with this? What was the initial? Oh. No. We're done with you. I'm not wasting tokens on that. Analyze the conversion. Yeah, I just need this box Like, how, this is actually just a question. How does this pass? I need you to be 100% honest with me. How did this pass the visual tests? It is a black pill with black lettering. Just be honest with me. Oh, you're so right. You're so right. All right, let's see what it says. The 11 Labs agent came back with a material finding, one of the specs. Let me note 11 Labs waiting for the other two, flagging the big one. Timestamps are captured. 11 Labs shipped a forced alignment and character level timing with timestamps. Okay. Yeah, that's the plan. AI ebook publishing pipeline. Claim 1. AI disclosed volume. Okay, that's verified. That's easy. Claim 2. It's publishing API. Okay. Claim 3. Claim 4. Full AI narrated ebook. Legal defensive supported. Okay, obviously because we're not stealing from the books. Cross-cutting flags. Sheesh. PWA storage. Okay. Can a PW really store without silent? All right. What is your... So, elite reasoning, unverified premises. The brainstorming was strong enough that the shape is right and the red line is surgical. You need to swap 4 facts and add in 1 de-risking spike. That's exactly why pasting the full chat is worth it. I don't think it goes all the way to the beginning, though. Yeah, it does. Wow. Probably truncates it, though. Yep. Wonderful. After 50,000. Let's put it into this. It's 100 pages. Let's export it as download it. Come on. There it is. There it is. All right. Okay. Apply the red line now. Okay. That will help you out a lot. I don't want to go back over that. Which articles should I audit? You said this article. No. We are... Right now we're looking at this one article and you're giving me one paragraph about what I said in the beginning. Let's stick to this and this only. That one URL. Let's delete this out of here. Move to trash. Get out of here. I know it might sound rough, but I suggest running it through Sexiness Skill. Suite has a design paradigm skill set and will fix the design elements invoked through sexiness. There is not. something called sexiness. Do you want the... All right. You gotta be kidding me. Oh boy. All right. Let's see what it does to... Let's see what it does. All right. The workspace. Okay, so this middle one is actually connecting. Okay, that's integrating. The reason being is selfishly right after this, boo. I got to put in my workouts for the next 3 months. I got to do a build, I got to taper. I got to do a build, I got to taper. And then race day. Okay, now we're finally going somewhere. I go here. So on here, it should say, obviously, what is the website? Let's see if the bio links. Bio pages, bio links. Bio links. Terrible. No, that should not be there. Also, I was thinking of a new... Yeah, this isn't going to be iCharles anymore. But I am going to put this in... I don't even think it should say... I think it should say Boatin'. I think that's what I chose. Chat on the homepage. There's articles with shorts. I think we need to delete that. At least review it. There are shorts that are made from every single article. I want you to give me the rating out of 10 you would for the last 10 that were produced for both iCharles.com and Boatinston.com. Look at that. Not even close. Because I don't think... Let's go to iCharles. It's not under videos. Books. Wow. I gotta work on one individually. I took all that away too. Articles. How to communicate effectively in a relationship. I saw this one come through. Does this actually have a... Yeah.
Most couples think conflict is it is.
I hear something. Emotional intelligence adds 40%. These are learnable skills, not luck. Bad communication isn't who you are, it's a skill. All right, let's go over here. Let's go to shorts. How to find your purpose in life. 75% have no idea why they're here. Adults with a clear purpose. 25%, most adults feel lost. Feeling lost is the starting line. Your posts are raising your valuation. Most founders' posts are wrong. 20%. Your calendar is lying to you. Meetings eat up your day. Priorities get a slot. Production left, 30%. Block your top 2 tasks first. Block out. Should be block out. Can I go back? Nope. 57 Americans work for themselves. Freelancing now. Most people overthink the start. Discipline isn't a trait, it is a build. Nope. Willpower fades every time, that is true. 66, that could be shorter. Shrink it under 2 minutes. You were lied to about 21 days. Medium days. Yeah, you're right. They are too fast. Because it's all... I wonder if it's verbal too. It doesn't have... if it's verbal or not. Let's see if I click on it. See, I'm not mad at... I could do some research on this. See, I'm not mad. It's just if it takes the same images, yeah, they're all like roughly the same images. The text should be over the image while it's blurred in the background. We'll write that down. Articles, text over image, blurred background. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not as, what's with that blue line in the middle when you scroll? The blue line, I don't know what that is. Oh, this guy here? Yeah, that's... The comments actually should be over here. That's a pretty clean share too. I worked on a lot when it had to do with the actual because that should show up. So it, see how it shows up on the right, but it doesn't show up as a comment as one. I could do a small little tweak there. I actually think that would be a pretty helpful thing. This is a small little fix. There are two areas that I need you to fix. Number one is when I write a comment on a short for that article, make sure that the comment shows up at the bottom of the article. Number two is that comments, liking, sharing are only for those that are members. If they're not a member, then a pop-up button shows become a member or log in, and the login is obviously about the magic link. Also, when I wrote a comment for the short, a number was not increased on the comment. It still showed 0 even though there was one comment. The comment also box, the comment box should be in complete alignment to the right of the video, not on the right panel. It should literally be to the right of the video with no separation, no gap. And each of the shorts should be in each of the articles automatically so people can watch the shorts. And on the actual articles, it says news. It is not news, it is articles. And the actual thumbnail for all the articles should have a blurred out background with the actual title of the article on top of the thumbnail for icharles.com/articles. By the way, where was that one area that it was going to show? Where was it? I almost closed out this window. It was one of these that was showing, it was on icharles.com instead of botenston.com. Proof article loading and background. That was, let's take that out. That was fixing the shorts. Okay, so it's rating it. What would you do to improve this, to make it more addicting and to be more influential when people are actually clicking the shorts? I know that on Boatenston.com and on iCharles.com. So in other words, on the business website and on the personal website, this is going to be a great feature. So make sure that shorts are a menu option at the top of both of the websites and that it loads the latest shorts. And if someone already has seen the latest shorts, it tells them that you're up to date. But the actual pipeline of articles to shorts, how do we improve that? Whether it's new music or we have narration over the shorts and then there's an actual mute or unmute. You can actually go back on the progress of one of the shorts, because on the shorts you have about 4 to 5 different loading images per short. I want to left click to go back on the image of that one short, or right click to go forward so they can pause and view it. There also needs to be more of an enticement and an addiction to the shorts, and that they are affiliated with that article within the article automatically, and it's not called news, it's called articles. We'll just send that out. All right, where sexiness? Here we go. Here we go. Desktop. Oh, so it did it. But if you want the natural text moves are copy paste to align the hero message, extend the open space treatment down to the page. Yeah. Let's do both. I'm completely open on the home pages, that's for sure. Brainstorm a funnel. And then we need to get, here we go. Here's the shareholder. Here's the ebook, audiobook. Well, no, this is the actual, okay. Where's the actual ebook, audiobook? Is this it? No, that's the recent shorts. Sexiness. Huh. Did I close out of it? Redesign. Did I close out of it? I must have closed out of it. Interesting. It was essentially, yeah, I closed out of it. Interesting. Huh. It was the ebook. Do I have to invoke it again? Interesting. Brainstorm funnel. Oh, okay, no, this was it. Okay, this was it. All right. It's gonna say. It's gonna say. All right, let's go over here. Let's go over here. All right. Let's get all the way to the bottom. Right now, each short is 10 seconds. No, it should be 15 seconds. Recommended segmented slideshow. Store the 4 to 5 images per segment. Add scrub controls. Player stays a video. Right, left click seeks the video by we'll go with the recommended. For the swipe feed itself, the core addicting loop when someone clicks shorts, full vertical swipe feed. Oh, instead of up and down? All right, we'll do that. Start muted, captions on, tap to unmute. Yes. And what was I just thinking about this? Oh, you can make it up to 15 seconds. I think 10 seconds is too short, especially if it's 4 to 5. That means it's only 2 to 2.5 seconds per image. So we would do 4 to 5 at 3 seconds each. So up to 15 seconds, which makes it more readable and easier to comprehend instead of it flying through. Though I would, actually no, we'll just leave it at that. I was gonna bring in music, but not today, Junior. All right. Analyze the website. We gotta start closing out some chats. All right, which one is this? Oh, that's the black part. Okay. Yes, remove that black pill. All right, let's close this out. Let's go over here. Redesign the workspace, what landed? Okay. What hard priorities remain in this? I'm very close to working this entire weekend, which I haven't done in a couple of weeks. And just getting this up to a point where it's not frustrating to go public, vibe code publicly. Get it to the website is, because before community was working, Boatenston was working, iCharles was working, news was working. It was comfortable. And then I just said, let's blow everything up and actually separate iCharles.com and then move Boatenston.com out. So essentially what I want to do is have the inbox be, you could play around on it. Excuse me, it's like a sandbox. And then you can, so this whole area, I want to essentially open up so everybody can judge it. All right, go into the community. I do have to retire the Boatenston, or the iCharles community. A little motivational video of the week. Let's see what this fella has to say.
If there is the sun, the moon, and the earth, then we're all without. As long as there is the will to live, you can turn any place into a paradise. After all, you are alive. Opportunities for happiness.
Not gonna lie. I like how the actual tweet came in. I like more of the David Goggins motivation. I wonder, so it says the real model. Oh, and then it includes, I wonder if you can actually, let's try that out. Let's try that out. All right, now we're getting audacious. Now we're getting audacious. Now we're getting to the point where Charles just starts going reckless. Because if you quote tweet someone, can you bring in the quote tweet? Is that what it's called? The quote tweet? All right, let's get this guy down here. Let's take a screenshot. Gosh, that is such a clean interface. God, you can't lie that Twitter has a clean interface. Charles, it's called, yeah. Let's do this. Here we go. Since many of the shareholders like to use X, look into the best way to bring in quote tweets and the sharing of quote tweets. So you're essentially bringing in the tweet of itself and the actual repost with comment on it. As well, you could see the original X has the original quote tweet or the original tweet and then the tweet about the tweet. See how we can implement that within the Boatenston.com community share option when they put it in as a link. Yeah, let's see what happens there. I can see, yeah, like also this should be a video. That should be the video. I don't know what the verbiage is on. Also, this should be actually the original video, but it comes out as a URL instead of the actual video. Look into bringing in, when someone shares a quote tweet or something about an actual tweet, that the original tweet, the original video is pulled in as well. Add this to the to-do list when embedding onto the main feed. I think I'm going to use X a little bit more. That's for sure. Just get the ideas out there. The black pill is fixed to a blue button. Plain text, no pill. Delete the pill. I don't even know what the pill is, but it's just, we don't do sore eyes. Sore eyes for the 4 eyes. All right. Are these all done? Are these all done? These are all done. All right, let's go one by one. Build a habit. Okay, after the restructuring, what tab should be at the top? Today, calendar analytics challenges, yes. Calendar should be existing unified calendar. Reuse the existing calendar. Streaks, yes. When I rename goals to today, the URL should become, yes, today. Build shareholders ebook. Let's get you out of here because we already have you somewhere, right up here. Redesign the Boatenston homepage. What changed? Okay, so you deleted everything under Boatenston's showcase. Oh. Oh, look at that happiness. Except this was not the original website. That was not the original website. At least we're going somewhere. At least we're going somewhere. This was not the original websites at all. But at least start a new session. I truly thought it was, P. Was it real estate? I thought it was real estate. Yeah. What happened to this page? What happened to this page? All right, so iTrell should be upgraded. Brainstorm the funnel design. No, it's in one of these. Real estate. Does this website exist anywhere in the code base? Because that was a good website, and that was a good backend. Integrate the triathlon and workouts into one. This is a selfish build. Let's go into health. Workouts. Okay, so it did pull it in. This is what I did today. My max was not 150. They don't take heart rate in the water. I doubt that. So this is actual, and then this was planned. Add a session. Okay. If I do brick, It should say 2 sports today. I don't like today. It should have calendar as number 1. Calendar. Yeah. Look at that. 7 days, 5 hours of sleep. Been sleeping like a rock. Yeah, this homepage is trash. I think I want to throw away. I'm going to throw away today. I'm going to throw away plan. And it shouldn't say triathlon up there either. This should be. It should be the same calendar. No, not under journal. Goals. Docs. Where is calendar? Huh. Huh. Where did calendar go? Oh, it went under workspace and then deleted. That should be called calendar. Wow. All right, we got to bring back calendar. Journal will be under there. Interesting. They moved calendar, to do, and checklist. Journal should not be on its own. Goals should be called goals. Reflect and tracker should be under here as well. Health. Yeah, I want to delete today. Plan. Well, no, progress has. It has charts. Races I could delete. I'm going to delete races. Yeah, we got to bring back calendar. I don't know where to put that though. So you go to Life OS, it still comes 404. That's high level thinking right there. I think I have to get rid of. Those are the thresholds. Probably journals under goals too. Or that's under calendar. Probably under calendar. Calendar, to do, checklist, journal. Goal is streaks, reflection, trackers, challenges. Yeah. Planning. It's either planning or calendar. I'm not feeling it today. Not your stuff. Mark, this is the part of the day where I go into deep planning mode while everyone's trying to get into the conference room and take it. And then I also decide, am I going to be coming into work instead of working out? You have days like this. Listen, you're never going to be throwing 150-mile-an-hour knuckleballs. By the way, I just love the news that I chose for today. Not going to lie. Apple sends out a letter to 40 ex-employees. That's crazy. That's crazy. They're all at OpenAI. What are you going to sue them for? Who wants to work at a company that you're getting sued by your ex-employer? Altman says the past year fell short. Promises the best 12 months ahead. He acknowledged on Wednesday that his company had underwhelming year, taking personal blame for the shortfall while pledging what the next 12 months would be his strongest period yet. We didn't have the best 12 months, which is mostly my fault, but we are about to have our 12 best months to date. He wrote that on an X post. I gotta see what they said in reply. Sam Altman. Dude. Let's see what he said. We did not have our best 12 months. Here it is. Crazy how being pro-consumer is actually a winning strategy. What do you mean, Alex? Reverse? Okay, well, there's typical X just going typical X. Andrew Ambrosian. I went to school with an Ambrosiano? Brosino? Okay, I don't know who that is. It's probably my fault I joined 12 months ago. Silence, big token, open source is talking. Time to lock in. That's what I'm saying. There's going to be GBT6, GBT5, or a 6.5, then a 7, then a 10. It's like Apple iPhone. It will become like, I said this a week ago, and I hate being right. It's going to become a software update where it's going to get so good, it's going to be able to do whatever you want, that it's going to become a software update. You're like, oh, okay, what are we on, Tahoe? Okay, we're on Tahoe. Okay, we went away from, Appalachian 5.6. In other words, those are Mac OS. You want to change the narrative overnight, open source 5.6. Who is this clown? You got 78,000. Oh, Carpathy follows you. What a clown this guy is. Who would say open source? People like that, they need to go to the gym. NVIDIA says that it is at the beginning of chip sell-offs. By the way, the chip sell-off, they just said this with Kimmy K. You can literally predict the news. Meta did this, there's a chip sell-off. Mark Zuckerberg sneezed, chip sell-off. They create a basketball, and they also have their first hardware product, $230 mini keyboard. I don't know what to say at this point. Potentially creating a phone, potentially going into hardware. What's the focus when it comes to the model itself, because you brought back images. I don't think you're doing video. I don't think any American company is doing video besides maybe some rappers. $70 basketball. It's pretty cool basketball though, not gonna lie. This is what I'm talking about. Google workers deliver 4,500 petition demanding layoff protections. Guess who's getting laid off first? Oh my gosh, dude, you get into the hardware game, you are in a different genre. You're in a different genre. You're talking about, especially when you're getting into things that are not like a basketball. You're getting into stuff that needs chips. Why would you do that? That's like Apple announcing they might have glasses at the end of 2027. Like when you know, we're actually going to position Siri as Siri AI. Do you understand that Jobs bought this knowing and calling it on stage at an event when he bought it and was questioned about it, called it AI is the future, and everybody laughed at him. And now you're positioning it 13 years later, 14 years later as Siri AI. It just baffles me, these large companies that are public, how slow they're moving. They are going to be absolutely crushed in 10 years if they don't do the GE style. When Welsh took over, as it says in all of his books, he fired the bottom 10%. So all these knuckleheads who signed this document, do you understand you're the first ones to be laid off? You're the first ones. Use your brain for 14 seconds. Hey, how's it going? We have something that's going to protect us from being laid off. And it does nothing besides actually, it was probably propagated by a high manager who's like, yeah, I want to find out who wants to get laid off. We need to save $4,500, $150,000 to $200,000 salaries. It's a lot of money right there. 90 million. 4,500 people signed it. Now we're just getting crazy. Employees at OpenAI, because of their military, I understand it, I get it. They're mad about the amount of chaos that these employees are going to bring upon the companies is going to be shattering. You have Google signing whatever they signed. You have Apple literally suing 40 ex-employees, so they clearly were high up. If I left Apple, they wouldn't care. But if somebody like Ivy left, they care, because his company was just bought by X billion dollars recently. What a genius that guy was, and what a loss it was for Apple to get rid of Ivy. Crazy. He was clearly being handcuffed at Apple. You don't work with Steve Jobs, go with Tim Cook, leave Apple, and say, like, Apple is the front, was the front end of innovation in products until about COVID. Now they haven't done anything. It's just incremental updates. A little bit smaller, a little bit bigger, a little bit faster, a little bit more storage, camera's a little bit better, software's a little bit faster. Not really. My phone right now sucks. I complain about it daily. There is not one integration of AI in my iPhone. I have to download an app. What a failure by Apple. You literally have access to every app, all of my storage, all of my contacts, all of my mail, all of my docs, all of my to-do list, all of the storage from all of the apps. And you don't have an AI telling me, you have health data. It's frightening what a ball drop that was. Do you understand if Anthropic or OpenAI or Kimi K or Quen had as much of a market share in their cell phones, what they would have done? It's startling. The homepage of your screen should not be apps if you're an iPhone. It should be health, money, to-do list, news, and it's an aggregation tailored to you. It is a For You iPhone. You know, you have a For You feed and For You page. It is a For You home screen. Well, Charles, you can customize it and you can have your weather and everything else. It's a weather app. It is a news app. It's not, you have 50 emails and this is the only one that matters because you didn't get back to them, and I know you're in sales and you make money from this because you're in sales. It is, here's the email you have not replied to. And you go, oh, okay, that's something that's confirming that my UPS package was dropped off at my house. That's irrelevant. It's crazy. And to be honest, I don't think that they're going to rebound. There's no rebounding right now. It is only acceleration at the highest degree, where Sam comes out and says, I made mistakes. I wasn't as good. We could have been better. We're throwing money away. They're raising crazy amounts of money, or raised crazy amounts of money. They all want a return on their investment. Just like XAI was at 200 a share and now it's at 131 a share. The people who invested, they got their payout. They got their 20, 25, 30% on top of they got their investment back plus whatever percent. So I cannot see the news anymore and not piece it together in a very different way than I did, say, even a month ago. Because when I was lost on actually vibe coding, and I'm like, okay, the community's stable, the news is stable, I don't know what the vibe code about, it's boring in my mind. It's very entertaining to the user, but it's boring in my mind because I'm not pushing the boundary. Now that I'm breaking products, because I actually have a business system that's trying to integrate so much, okay, we got a feed with the community. We have a health, wealth, streaks, reflection area with docs and an inbox. Now we're integrating your website with the back end. I should actually, wow. I never even thought about this. Use iCharles in Boatenston as the first one. Why use, I didn't even think of that. Use as first projects. Wow. And then wow. But then what about the dummy accounts? They're still on there? Yeah. The dummy websites, I should say. They should be all tied into dummy websites, tied into a project. Every project is tied to all of them. That's what I mean is like, I wouldn't be able to, in 6 months, be talking about the same thing. Here's news. It's just, you're a parakeet. A parakeet? Is that a parrot? It's the same thing. Oh boy. Well, that's it. Google's gonna win. They have the capital, they have the hardware, they have the software, they have the servers, they have the talent, they have the money. They have the systems, they have the processes, and most importantly, they have the data. I would not sleep on Gemini. I know the people that I used to bike ride with a guy that worked at Google. He was brilliant. He ended up going to another big public company, I won't say, because then obviously he puts it together. Another big public company, and then he's at a smaller company making more money, but a bigger impact. But when he was at Google, he went through 10 fierce, hour and a half, 2 hour, like he was a developer. And he went through intense scrutiny. Like those people there are brilliant. They are very smart. They're also liberal in what they're allowed to do. Apple, it's very conservative. I don't mean politics, but I mean like the guardrails around Apple employees, clearly they're getting sued. Very conservative. You got to be in this box. You got to sign the NDAs. You can't be talking about anything. Elon Musk is on the extreme liberal side where he goes, this is what I'm building. I don't care. I need software developers. Apple's like, everything is hush hush. You don't know anything. Google's that in between. It kind of says a little bit, but then they're also not talking about something, and then they'll launch it and you go, oh, wow. Like, think about what they have. They own Maps, they own Mail, they own Search, they own Google Docs and Business. I have their Business. They also have Voice, let alone all their cell phones, all their Chromebooks, all their tablets. Chrome itself. They're the default search of all Apple devices. Apple just brought them on for Siri AI, along with Gemini, combining each other. Like anyone that sleeps on Google is an idiot. I shouldn't say they're an idiot. They're just not privy to, they just see, oh, okay, you produce this, so you're gonna produce this. Well, I think Kimmy K just threw all the nonsense out based on this launch. You're in complete last place, and then out of nowhere, because you've just been doing the same thing pretty consistently, you're now caught up. And now people are like, oh, is it 5.6, Mythos, Fable style? I don't know, I've never coded with it, but based on the examples, it was pretty darn good yesterday, from what they said. Well, there are a lot of people that are trying to get in this room. I have not eaten it. Well, actually, no, I ate a couple little pieces of fruit before. I am probably going to work this weekend. I'm pretty motivated. The problem is when I work, I get really motivated and then I put my head down. But this is a different motivation. This is a different motivation. This motivation is, by the way, I wouldn't want to be Hollywood. That's for sure. I wouldn't want to be a music artist. Like the ones that sign away their rights and everything. I was almost in a documentary and then they sent me the contract and I was like, no, I don't think I want to sign away. It was pretty wild. It was like sign away my name, my image, my likeness, my words, my blood type. I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. I don't need to talk to a casting director about this one. Hollywood is not making quality, so there's a huge gap in the marketplace for people that make quality content, even if it's AI. Music is trash. There's a huge gap for people to make good music. Books, reading, audiobooks, there's a big gap. What if I fill that? You know, it's like there's so many gaps in AI that AI can fill. And then you got all these noodleheads that are signing to Google I want my protection for being employed as an employee. Dude, you have no protection. You have no protection. There is no protection. Netflix has no protection. None of the music studios have any protection. None of them. The problem is there are so many lemmings out there. I just saw a video of a disgusting concert with disgusting music and disgusting words. And people were just putting their hands in the air just like lemmings as they're getting programmed with awful ideas, awful thoughts, just programming it. And I was one of those. In the 90s, I'm listening back to what I used to listen to in the 90s, early 2000s, and I was like, oh, that music was absolutely terrible for my thought process. Wonder why I had destructive behavior in my life. Wonder why I loved chaos. Wonder why I loved destruction and destroying my life. Because of the music I listened to. Do you listen to music in chat in community? I did not. But I think I want to create a forum style because there was a couple of things that I actually wanted to delete the whatever it's called, poll, and make it manual. Marilyn Manson was you can go down the whole list. You can go down the whole list from Rammstein, Disturbed, just, you just listen to it and you go, wow. Toxicity was actually something that they went through though. So, but if you listen to the actual lyrics, you go, I wonder what Californication was about. Taking it on the other side. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? You know, you just start piecing it together. I was listening to a song and I said the song out loud. I said the words out loud and I was like, oh. As an 18-year-old, I don't know what that means. As a non-18-year-old, you kind of go, oh, okay, now I know what that means. Yeah, there's a big gap. AI is going to fill a lot of the gap. There's going to be a bifurcation. There's going to be a violent bifurcation. There's going to be a lot of violence. Where essentially, yeah, the singer did an amazing rendition of something on one of those late night shows. And it was powerful. It's got I forgot his name. I wouldn't play it, but it's one of the best renditions of, not Garfunkel, but Simon Garfunkel. Disturbed. Oh yeah, Sound of Silence. And then the other one where everyone is masked up. And what is that? Metal music. Where they're all wearing masks. Slipknot. There you go. I was obsessed. The harder the metal, yeah. Just disturbing music. But here we are. Bishop Barron, is this really on my YouTube feed? The Arc of J.D. Vance. Well, at least the young people are waking up. Wow. You pray for the soul. That's it. Pray for the soul. Whew. Glad I got out of that area. Anyway, I'm going to work on this. I think the number one thing is actually connecting iCharles.com with Botenston.com and then having feature requests, bug fixes, email subs. I think we start there, and maybe a CRM. I think I'm going to work this weekend, even though I have I think I have a 2 hour, 45-minute ride into a probably 25-minute, 30-minute, probably a 3 hour, probably 35, probably a 35 mile into a 3 mile. But yeah, I am glad I found out. Sorry, just bad mood. Is what it is, Mark. It is a Friday. I'm gonna have to go over all these and bring them up to date. This is gonna be a big weekend, though. Big weekend. Good swim. Good swim today. But we'll be back Monday. 2 things I'm going to go hard in the paint. Number 1 is working out every single day. I have to work out every single day. Number 2 is I want to stream every single day and piece together this back end that I have in my mind while building out the apps. And then I'll put it onto another YouTube. In other words, the apps like the e-reader with audiobook, something that I want to listen to, that I spend $30, $40 in credits or whatever it is. It's $100 a month if you do it per month for 11 labs. So that's $50 an audiobook, which is fine. You know, you look at an audiobook, you look at an upfront sunk cost, and then you look at the lifetime of that. Say 50 people listen to it, even if it gets a 4 rating, 3.75 rating, we're gonna aim for 4.5, and we're gonna see what happened with the 4.5. But what was good, what was bad? How do we improve it? That's actually a good point. We need an app name for that. Boat books. All right, get rid of that. What was good, bad, change, make better. All right. I am out. I will be back. Those are the, not every day we're swinging for Grand Slams, but every day we got to show up. Every day we got to show up. I will be back Monday. Good weekend. Get out there, touch some grass. Understand that everything is propaganda. Everything is an attention for your mind. Fight the Matrix. Become Neo. Oh, wow. My Discord is now going into Boatenston.com AI instead of iCharles. Good. Slowly but surely. That was a very violent turn from iCharles to Boatenston.com, but the violence is necessary. The violence is necessary. That's at the bottom part? Yeah. I did see that. And I think there is... Oh, I put in my own. Look at that. I think I was just testing it out. Yeah. All right, today. Oh, that was a win right there. That is a win right there. That's a win right there. Oh, that's a win right there. Just delete that. Bring this up. That's a win. You go in today and you go, okay, what are the streaks? What's the daily reflection? Obviously, probably a different word than reflect. But today is going to be this instead of a 404. Today is going to be up here. Then you're going to have health. Today's going to be gone. Journal is going to become calendar. Calendar is probably going to be up here. Or journal is going to go in calendar, I should say. Okay. Bio links. So these are all supposed to be tailored into a project. I think I'm going to use Botenston.com as the Botenston and iCharles. See, these are stupid. Those should go away. Waste of a row and the top fifth of a website. I also don't like how they do this. You already know you're in the workspace, unless you do that projects. I don't know. What's interesting though, I am not working in the admin area. I used to work in there a lot. Wow. Something happened there. Yeah, these are all hidden right now. Littlest song I drafted. July 9th. Wow, that was a while ago. Interesting. You know what we could do is have an audiobook playing in the background at the bottom left. That's a good idea. Well, actually, it could be even, it's in the PWA app, Botenston site, PWA app. Oh, the calendar. Okay, so it's still there. All right, good. Wow. Okay, so that could be upgraded. Those will be upgraded right now. That's a clean look. That's what I mean. You don't need, like right here, you don't need workspace. You already know you're in projects. You don't need this. Kind of like here. You already know you're in calendar. This is so clean right here. Obviously, it reverts to the old way, and then I said, look how clean this is, though. I'm gonna work on calendar. Because it actually brought in my running. It actually brought in what I did. Today I did a pool swim. 28 planned. So I did over a kilometer. I don't know why I did a kilometer. I didn't do a kilometer. Yards to kilometer. I think I did 1,100. Oh, all right. So I did over a kilometer. I didn't do a 1-1. I think I did 1,100. I don't know. My watch. It's first of its kind. It's called the Enduro. It was unbelievable. 30 days of battery life. It's sick. Had solar. They have the Enduro 3. I'm not gonna obviously upgrade it, but the pool is not accurate at all. I'll do 500 yards and 400 will be, or like 425. It won't log everything because it doesn't get the turn when you push off and do the turn. So I got glasses that do that. Anyway, now I'm just ranting. Told you superpowers was ruining your Claude. Do I still have superpowers? Let's make sure that's gone. Is there anything when it comes to the skills or commands that is called superpowers? Hopefully I'm using Fable. Let's see if this is super, nope. No. All right, good. Now, would you say it's planning? Oh no, brainstorm. Brainstorm. Well, sexiness. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Hold on. Wow. Could be cleaned up. Obviously, this is news. And this should be over. Miracle Morning. There he is. That's my old apartment. I had a lot of parties. I had the cops called on me many times there. There was one time the NYPD was on another roof while we were doing a day party, and they were yelling at us from, we were on the 6th floor, and they were yelling at us from another building, but they couldn't get to us because they went into the wrong entrance. We heard you from Washington Square Park. Turn down your music. What are you guys doing up there? Sorry, officer. Yeah. So that's a mistake up there. But this is, oh. All right. This is what I wanted. It right next to each other. Light and dark mode. Let's see if, how to find your purpose. All right. Listen, not mad about it. Obviously, yeah, we'll get rid of that double bar. I'm not mad about it. This could be brought down. I don't know why it
says 66.
Oh, it has something in the background.
Design your environment so the bad choice never gets a chance. Discipline isn't a personality trait. It's a trained response. Shrink 1 habit to 2 minutes. Repeat it daily. Never miss twice.
That's actually a good piece of advice.
Discipline isn't a personality.
Can you hear that in the background?
It's a trained response. Shrink 1 habit to 2 minutes. Repeat it daily. Never miss twice.
I like this. All right. All right. We got some W's. You know, corny. Obviously, we'll take this away too. It was a strong pivot, but it's a little corny videos, but I think I want to go back to writing as well. Like legit writing. Oh, these are, okay. Some of those are book reviews. Interesting. Pew Research. All right. Jeez, Charles. See you this way. Thanks, man. Include encode it demonolithized. Your code, I guessed. Yeah, that party was a little out of control. We had our neighbors that went to our management company, and the management company didn't want me to renew the lease. Well, yeah, I'll just stop there. All right, I'll be back Monday. I got to get my head on straight, get ready for everything. Phone is charged. People want the place. I don't want them to get mad. We have a new office manager. I don't want them to get mad.